Good evening. Welcome to the JSU Respiratory Therapy Senior Recognition Ceremony for the Class of 2020. My name is Ed Goodwin, and I'm the Department Director for Respiratory Therapy here at Jacksonville State. I just want to thank you for taking the time this evening to help us honor our graduates from this class. As we talk about respiratory therapists, one of the qualities of a good respiratory therapist is to be adaptable. You must learn to go with the flow and adapt to whatever challenges you are presented. I cannot think of a better way to describe the JSU Respiratory Therapy Class of 2020. Tonight's honors graduates began our program in the fall of 2018. At the time, JSU was still trying to put the pieces of our university back together from the F3 tornado that hit our university earlier that year. Even in the uncertain times, they chose to come to the program and demonstrated enthusiasm and a willingness to learn from the very beginning. At the time, our program was housed in Brookstone Physician Center located next to what was RMC Jacksonville Hospital. We had a classroom that could comfortably seat 15, but we were seating 24. Let's just say they got to be real close real early, whether they wanted to or not. As they moved through the program, the news came that the RT department was getting a new home. RMC had donated the former hospital building to Jacksonville State University, and we were planning to move. In fall of 2019, this group became the first to use our brand new home. We were so excited. We were still trying to get everything set up and how we wanted it to be, and the next thing you know, we're facing the pandemic. At that time, as you know, we transitioned to all online classes. That was a learning curve for the students and the faculty, but this group didn't miss a beat. They adapted and overcame. I'm happy to announce that 22 out of that 24 will be walking across the stage at commencement, and that's quite an accomplishment. 15 have already taken and passed their national credentialing exam and earned the CRT credential. With limited testing sites and difficulties in studying and getting studying material, that's quite an accomplishment in itself. 3 have gone on to earn their RT credential, which requires passing 2 board exams, and that gives them our advanced practice credential for our field. Parents will be happy to know that 15 of them have full-time jobs. We're very proud of their never give up attitude. We're proud to see what they've accomplished. We are honored to have them represent our program, and we're excited to see what they do for the future of our profession. If our program was live, it's customary for us to have a guest speaker. Normally, we choose someone from the field of respiratory that can provide some encouraging words or words of wisdom for our graduates. This year, we would have had Mr. Chris Carr as our guest speaker. Mr. Carr was a graduate of our class of 2019. He has earned his RRT since then and works full-time at RMC in Anniston. He was our first class president. Chris was grateful enough to share his speech with me that he would have used, and I'm going to do my best to read that to you tonight and represent the words that Chris would have shared. Hey, class of 2020, congratulations on graduation and blessings be upon you for the years to come. I'm humbled to have been asked to share some words of encouragement with you today, and I want to say thank you for thinking of me. We live in some uncertain and overwhelming times, but despite all that's going on, your graduation and embarking in the wonderful career of respiratory care is definitely a positive today. I'm appreciative of our instructors and for the endless amounts of information they poured into us over the span of the program. There are so many things I can say to each and every one of you, especially after working a full year as a new graduate respiratory therapist. But what I will leave you with is be a therapist. I've had the opportunity to work alongside many RTs, from working as a student up to today, and there are many good and bad habits that I've learned. The good outweighing the bad, no doubt, but I want you to take care of every patient as if they're your own personal family. Take the time and take advantage of the opportunities that are offered to you within reason. Your career in respiratory will be either average or super. It's up to you. Being a therapist means being there, doing the things that are right even when no one is watching, and voicing your concerns and suggestions even when you're unsure. That's how you learn. I want to encourage each and every one of you to get involved with our governing bodies. If you want respiratory care to change, it takes you getting involved, and in time we can evolve this career to be even better than it is now. Nonetheless, if you don't remember anything else from this moment, remember, your attitude affects your altitude. I'm looking forward to seeing what takes place next with your class. Stay encouraged, stay connected. Until next time, family, God bless each and every one of you. Mr. Christopher Carr. Chris, thank you for sharing those encouraging words for our graduates. As I mentioned, Chris was our first class officer. Each year, as we admit new cohorts to the program, they elect class officers. They elect officers as a president, vice president, secretary, treasurer, advisory board rep, and ASRC board rep. At this time, I want to recognize our class of 2020 officers. Our president, Ms. Aubrey Vines Ferguson. Our vice president, Mr. Nathan McGee. Our secretary, Mr. Dalton Williamson. Our treasurer, Ms. Hannahstaysia Weaver. Our advisory board rep, Mrs. Emily Tarver. And our ASRC board rep is Mr. Matthew Browder. Thank you, students, for representing your class well and agreeing to be officers and leading this class. Normally in our program, if we were live, this would be the time that we would begin to hand out special awards. JSU Respiratory has 6 special awards that we give out each year. These are based on criteria and votes from students, nominations from students, and votes from faculty. Those awards are the JSU RT Leadership Award, the JSU RT Clinical Excellence Award, the Oustanding Scholarship Award, our True Grit Award, our Preceptor of the Year, and our Advisory Board Member of the Year. It is my honor to recognize the winners of this year's awards. First, we have our JSU Class of 2020 RT Leadership Award being given to Ms. Megan Denney. Congratulations, Megan. It's well earned. She was nominated by our classmates and selected by a faculty vote based on the following criteria: leadership qualities, high professional standards, commitment to the ideals of the profession, excellence in academic and clinical performance, and identified as a future leader in the field. Great job, Megan. Next, for our JSU Class of 2020 Clinical Excellence Award, we award Mr. Nathan McGee. Nathan was nominated by his classmates and chosen by faculty based on the following criteria: demonstrate outstanding qualities of caring, compassion, and a commitment to excellence in patient care. Demonstrate the highest ethical standards. Demonstrate high-level critical care thinking skills. And always treat all patients if they were family. Great job, Nathan. Next, we have our JSU RT Class of 2020 Outstanding Scholarship Award. This goes to Ms. Marrita Baker. This award is given to the member of the graduating class that has earned the highest overall GPA. Although these awards are just being announced tonight, I'm pretty sure no one in the class is surprised by that award. Ms. Marrita always made sure her grades were as high as they could be. Great job, Marrita. Our next award is the JSU RT Class of 2020 True Grit Award. What does that mean? True Grit. It means they never give up. They have that never give up attitude. This year's award goes to Ms. Kiara Jacobs. In order to be nominated for this, the faculty vote based on a student that has shown steadfast improvement and unwavering commitment throughout the program. They have that never give up attitude. They've shown dedication and determination even if they face difficulties academically, clinically, or personally. Great job, Kiara. We're proud of you. A large part of our program that we have is based on clinical education. This is where we send our students to local facilities to practice alongside licensed respiratory therapists. A lot of times, these respiratory therapists that are at their job do not even know they're getting a student until that day, and they find out when they get their assignment. So it means that they're doing their job along with having a student to train as they go throughout the day. So sometimes it can be tough, and let's just say some are better than others. Each year, we ask our students to nominate someone who stood out throughout the course of the program as just a Preceptor of the Year. This year, I'm happy to announce our Preceptor of the Year is Miss Hannah England. Miss Hannah England is an RRT, and she was precepting students at both RMC Anniston and Gadsden Regional Medical Center. This award is given to the Preceptor of the Year based on the student vote. This is someone who has demonstrated a caring, welcoming attitude towards students, helped encourage students learning in the clinical setting, and displayed professional and compassionate care toward the patients. Congratulations, Hannah, well deserved. I spoke with her, and she has moved on to another job, and she has actually entered the field of home care. She's now going to work with our program to see if we can open some doors for our students to have some opportunities in that field as well. So thank you, Hannah. We appreciate you. Part of our program is ran by our advisory board. The advisory board is made up of directors throughout our service area. We have them to campus at least once a year, and they review our statistics on how well the program's doing, give us advice on what they need to see as far as potential employers, often help us with supplies, and help us throughout the program, give us words of encouragement, and help our students and make sure our students are taken care of while they're in their facilities. We always have some advisory board members that stand out, and this year we want to award Mr. Robert Johnson the Advisory Board Member of the Year. Mr. Robert Johnson is our manager for UAB Hospital. He has done more to go above and beyond in helping our program since the beginning. He has been there at every meeting. He helps us with supplies. He's always calling to check in on us and see if there's anything he can do to help. And we truly appreciate it. We can't run our program without directors like this. So, Robert, thank you for your dedication and support to not only our profession, but to our program. The next part of the program is we will announce who our Lambda Beta Society inductees are. Lambda Beta Society is the National Honor Society for Respiratory Care. Membership is conferred in the recognition of superior scholarly achievements in the profession. Students must rank in the top 25% to be inducted as a Lambda Beta inductee. Again, students are not aware of these awards until tonight, so they're learning at the same time you are. But now I'd like to share with you our Lambda Beta inductees for 2020. First, we have Miss Tabitha Adams. Next, Miss Marrita Baker. Next, Miss Savannah Mathis. Next, we have Miss Kayla Roscoe. Next is Miss Alexandria Shook. Next is Miss Chioma Ugochukwu. Congratulations to all of those that are inducted into the National Honor Society for Respiratory Care and now are Lambda Beta inductees. We're very proud of your accomplishments, and we know how hard it is to get to that point and work all the way through the program and maintain those high level of grades, so great job. If we were having our live ceremony, this would be the point in the ceremony where we would begin to recognize each student, and we would ask them to come across stage, and we would award them with a certificate of completion and any of the awards that we've already nominated them for, and we would actually give them a pin that was designed specifically for our program that says Jacksonville State University BSRT program. At this time, I want to recognize the class of 2020, and as I recognize each student, the ones that have earned credentials already or earned a full-time employee, I will mention that as we go through the slides. The others, they are in conversation with us and they're all studying for exams or they're still looking for that job. So I want to make sure we recognize all of them. So as we present the class of 2020, First, we have Miss Tabitha Adams. Next is Miss Marrita Baker. She has earned her CRT and RT credentials, and she is employed at East Alabama Medical Center in Opelika, Alabama. Next is Miss Kelsey Baswell. She's earned both her CRT and RRT credentials. She's employed at Children's of Alabama in Birmingham in the Pediatric Intensive Care Unit. Next is Mr. Matthew Browder. He has earned his CRT credential, and he is employed at Brookwood Baptist Health Citizens Campus in Talladega, Alabama. Next is Miss Markeisha DeArman. Miss Markeisha has earned her CRT credential as well. Next, we have Miss Megan Denney. She has earned her CRT credential, and she is employed at Russell Medical Center in Alexander City, Alabama. Next is Miss Hope Butler Duke. Hope has earned her CRT credential, and she is employed at Tanner Medical Center in Carrollton, Georgia. Next is Miss Aubrey Vines Ferguson. Aubrey has earned her CRT credential, and she is employed at St. Vincent's East Medical Center in Trussville, Alabama. Next is Miss Jacqueline Goggins. Jacqueline has earned her CRT credential, and she's employed at St. Vincent's Medical Center in Birmingham. Next, we have Miss Kiara Jacobs. Next is Miss Mackenzie Maddox. Mackenzie's earned her CRT credential, and she's employed at UAB Medical Center in Birmingham, Alabama. Next is Miss Emily Maroney. Emily has earned her CRT credential. She's employed at Marshall Medical South in Boaz, Alabama. Next is Miss Savannah Mathis. Savannah has earned her CRT credential. She's employed at Floyd Medical Center in Rome, Georgia. Next, we have Mr. Nathan McGee. Nathan has earned both his CRT and RRT credentials. Next, we have Miss Kayla Nelson. Next is Miss Madison Rollins. Although Madison is not listed as having a job, she is actually attending JSU this fall to work on a master's degree, and she is still on the track team at JSU. Next is Miss Kayla Roscoe. Kayla's earned her CRT credential. She is employed at Children's of Atlanta Scottish Rite Hospital in Sandy Springs, Georgia. Next, we have Miss Alexandria Shook. Allie has earned her CRT credential, and she's employed at Gadsden Regional Medical Center. Next is Miss Emily Tarver. Emily's earned her CRT credential, and she's employed at Children's of Alabama Hospital in Birmingham. Next is Miss Chioma Yukochukwu. Next is Miss Hannahstaysia Weaver. Hannahstaysia is employed at Highlands Medical Center in Scottsboro, Alabama. Next, we have Mr. Dalton Williamson. Dalton has earned his CRT credential and is employed at RMC in Anniston. Congratulations, class of 2020. They have all earned their certificate of completion stating that they have completed all the requirements of our program and have the right to earn the BSRT degree, and will get to walk across the stage at commencement later this weekend. So congratulations, great job, guys. We're so proud of you. Normally, we would ask one of our class officers to give a speech following the pinning. As I mentioned before, Miss Aubrey Vines Ferguson was our class president, and Aubrey has written a speech and shared it with me, and I'm going to do my best to read it for her tonight. She asked me to read it like she would say it, but I'm not sure I can completely do that, so I hope I don't mess up too bad. Here's Miss Aubrey's speech. As the president of the class of 2020, I want to take a moment to say a few words about the past 2 years in the respiratory therapy program. From the first day of orientation until now, we've all grown so much throughout this program. We've gained confidence, knowledge, new friends, and now a brand new bachelor's degree. I'm honored and proud to be a respiratory therapy graduate, but there are several people we could not have done these past 2 years without. First, to our family and friends, thank you for choosing to celebrate with us tonight. You've been there with us from the beginning. You've seen the blood, sweat, and tears we've endured while enduring and earning our undergraduate degree. You've been our cheerleaders, our encouragers, our supporters, and our #1 fans. We could have gotten through the last 2 years without the encouragement not to give up, so thank you. Thank you for sticking by our sides and making sure we always have the words of support to tackle anything the past 2 years have thrown at us. Next, I'd like to say a few words to my fellow classmates. We did it. We finally made it to the days we thought would never come. I'm pretty sure we thought we would be stuck between the walls of Brookstone for the rest of our lives, but here we are today in the final days before graduation. We've been through so much together as a class, from being stuck in our tiny classroom where there are just enough seats for our small class of 22, to moving to our beautiful new respiratory therapy wing equipped with everything we needed to gain knowledge about our career. We lived off Miss Crawley's candy jar, we giggled over Mr. Garth's corny jokes, and I'm pretty sure we'll never forget the encouraging dad speeches from Mr. Goodwin. We studied together, we helped each other, we learned about the field of respiratory care together. We definitely had fun while doing it, but most importantly, we became a family. We made lifelong friends and made memories we will never forget. From long clinical days to the class days we never thought would end, it's a bittersweet moment to know that we're finally done. I want to say thank you one last time for your friendships and for nominating me to be our class president. Finally, to our instructors, even though it doesn't look exactly like we planned, thank you for trying to make our final days as undergraduates as normal as possible. Thank you for being advocates and for pushing us to always be a therapist rather than a technician. I think all of us will forever cherish our time together, and I know we're all ready to go our separate ways to become the therapists you've taught us to be. Thank you for taking the time to teach us and for being there when we didn't think we could make it to the end. I'm proud to say we made it, and it's all thanks to you. Last, to COVID-19. You thought you could ruin our final moments in the respiratory therapy program, but the respiratory relationships that we have built and the memories we have made will always outweigh the confusion of the last few months. COVID-19 is finally giving the field of respiratory care the recognition it deserves. We're now on the front lines. We're now the ones saving lives. We are now respiratory therapists. I'm not only proud to be a Jacksonville State University graduate, but a respiratory therapy graduate. I have felt so honored to be the president of the respiratory therapy class of 2020. Thank you again for making the past 2 years the best of my life. I pray blessings and good luck as we go on our different paths, and I hope we'll always remember what JSU RT brought us. Thank you, Aubrey. We appreciate the kind words, even if you did mention the dad speeches. The next thing I need to do is, because things are different, normally I would have our RT faculty here with us, and they would be helping me with this ceremony. Because of the virtual environment, they're not able to join us tonight, but I did not want to let this ceremony go by without recognizing the rest of the team. We are a team, and we all work together and make sure that these students get the best that we can give them. And I just want to recognize the other JSU RT faculty. Ms. Andress Crawley, our Director of Clinical Education, and Mr. Tyler Garth, our Laboratory Coordinator. Thank you for the countless hours and the time that you put in to make sure that these students have everything they need to be successful and be that therapist. I know this ceremony is not exactly how we planned, and of course it's going a little faster than what it normally would have since we don't have everyone here. But I just want to add a few remarks in closing and say that it's been my honor to recognize these graduates tonight. Although it's not how we planned it, we could not be more proud of this group. I want to say thank you to all the family and friends that have joined us tonight in supporting these graduates. Thank you for supporting them through the program. We cannot do what we do without support from people like you. I want to once again congratulate the JSU class of 2020. You have done it. You have adapted and you have overcome. On behalf of the JSU Respiratory faculty, thank you for allowing us to be part of your career path. We wish you the best. We cannot wait to see what the future holds for each of you. Remember, you are JSU family. Once a Gamecock, always a Gamecock. Now, go be a therapist. Good luck and stay safe. Thank you for sharing your evening with us. This concludes our ceremony for the evening. Thank you.